Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking all 30 Batman villains. I know I do not have all of them, I'm sorry about that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, we're going to get in here because there is 30 villains to talk about. First, we'll be talking about Two-Face from The Dark Knight from 2008. I'm going to put him on, for me, I think he's deserving on the great tier. I really liked Two-Face in The Dark Knight. He was not the best villain in The Dark Knight, because of course, yeah, well, come on, you have to find out. But Two-Face, I love the villain. It's a great villain, probably the best Two-Face we've had. Spoilers, but yeah, no, probably the best Two-Face that we've had on screen. Which, yeah, that's just my opinion there. Yeah, my opinion. Next up, we have Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises. This is the Anne Hathaway one. For me, I think she'll go on the great tier as well. I do enjoy this Catwoman. I think Anne Hathaway does a great job portraying this role as Catwoman, and I think she is my favourite Catwoman. Well, you have to find out until I put all the Catwomans on the tier list. But yeah, I enjoy this Catwoman. I think Anne Hathaway does a great job portraying this role. I enjoyed it. Definitely check it out if you have not seen it already, because it is a movie, a character that you should, check out. But yeah, I really liked her as Catwoman. Moving on, we have Mr. Freeze, played by Arnold, of course. And from Batman and Robin, I think it is. I'm sorry to say this. I'm gonna put Mr. Freeze on the bad tier. I do not like Mr. Freeze and Batman and Robin. It's not Arnold's fault. Come on, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He does a great job in this. Well, he tries to do a great job, but he does tear it. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Just say that it's not his fault. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not high for me, but it does try on being high up for me, but unfortunately, it does not work because the character is god-awful. Not trying to offend their character. Next up, we have John Daggett from The Dark Knight Rises. This is like a small villain. He's on the meh tier for me. He's only a small villain. We don't really get to know much about him. I'll search him up and I'll tell you who he is. John Daggett. John Daggett is a major antagonist in The Dark Knight Rises. He was a millionaire businessman who tried to take control of Wayne Enterprise with the help of Bane. Never mind. He was like a side villain? I don't know what he was, but I enjoyed what was his name? The actor who played him, Ben Mendelsohn, as John Daggett. I think he does a good job for what he has. But yeah, overall, a meh villain. I don't think he is high up for me, but he does try. But unfortunately, it does not work. Next we have Chin Han as Lau in The Dark Knight. This was like the person on like the screen when the Joker did the pencil trick, that. Yeah, he was on the TV. For me, the villain, he all got the okay tier. He was an okay villain. I'll tell you who he is if you don't know. So if it loads, there we go. So Lau is a Chinese crime lord and an accountant in Gotham City who did help with the mob money. He fled to China to protect their money, but he was captured by the Batman and brought back to Gotham, where he was placed in jail. The Joker was put in prison and, using a previously placed bomb, escaped with Lau before burning him alive. Yes, that's how crazy that Joker was. Anyway, I love this villain. I don't love it. I mean, the Joker. I love the villain. I have to find out to rank it. But yeah, it's an okay villain for me. Moving on, we have what's his face? Christopher Walken. It's Max Shreck in Batman Returns. For me, I think he is again gonna go on the okay tier. I know, unpopular opinion. Sorry, Max Shreck. I didn't really have any love for this character. He was the boss of Selena Kyle and ally to the Penguin. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Don't get me wrong. I think Christopher Walken does a good job in this movie, but unfortunately, it does not go high up on my list for me. But he does try it. He does try his best. Moving on, we have Scarecrow from the Dark Knight trilogy, played by, of course, what's his name? Cillian Murphy. That's right. For me, he's going on a great tier. I really liked Cillian Murphy in this role as Scarecrow. I think he does a great job. This is the first portrayal of Scarecrow in a Batman movie, I think. I'm not sure. But he does a great job. I love Cillian Murphy. He's in the Peaky Blinders, which I love show. But yeah, he's a great villain. I love Scarecrow. Yeah, overall, great villain. Really enjoyed him in the Dark Knight trilogy. But yeah, if you have not seen it, definitely check the movies out, because he does a phenomenal job, or a great job, in the movies. Moving on, we have the Penguin from Batman Returns, played by Danny DeVito. For me, I'll put him on the good tier. Danny DeVito does a good job. Nothing higher, nothing lower. Well, probably could go lower, but I'm being nice. I do enjoy Danny DeVito as Penguin. I think in Batman Returns, he does a good job. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy his role. In this movie, Danny DeVito does, like I said, a good job for what we had with him. Yeah, he was a great villain, a good villain. But yeah, Danny DeVito, nothing really that high up for me. But unfortunately, it was a good villain, don't get me wrong. And that's the best that I can do for Danny DeVito's role as the Penguin. Moving on, we have Eric Roberts, so that's the actor's name, as Salvatore Maroni in The Dark Knight. For me, I'll put him on. God, I'm actually pretty well the side characters on the okay tier. Yeah, for me, Salvatore Maroni's going on the okay tier. He was an okay villain. Don't get me wrong. He was good. So Salvatore Maroni, I'll give you a little quick synopsis of who he is. So Salvatore Vincent Maroni is a fictional character appearing in the American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly in association with Batman. The character is portrayed by an infamous gangster in Gotham City and an enemy of Batman. That's it. He was an okay villain. Didn't really bring up screen. Well, he did. I don't know. He was fine. He was fine. That's all I can say. I enjoyed him. And yeah. Moving on, we have the Jokers. We have Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, Jared Leto, because I put Jared Leto because Ben Affleck doesn't really have Batman villains, so I put Jared Leto and Harley Quinn in there. But anyway, we're gonna do Jared Leto. For me, I think he's a good Joker. He's not top notch for me yet, but he does a good job. I really do enjoy his performance, Jared Leto. Not in Suicide Squad. He was terrible in Suicide Squad. Wait, no, I'm gonna drop him to okay. Sorry. He's okay. He's not the best Joker. Spoilers, but he was okay for what he had. Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was great in. Suicide Squad, he was not good in, but yeah. that's it. Moving on, we have the Joker from The Dark Knight, and come on, is this even a hard thing to do? Yeah, he's going on the all-time tier for me. He's top notch for me. I love Joker. Heath Ledger does a fantastic job portraying the role as Joker in The Dark Knight. He is the best villain in The Dark Knight, and on probably the Dark Knight trilogy. He's phenomenal, and Heath Ledger is phenomenal in this role. Did he get an Oscar? He should have got an Oscar if he didn't. But yeah, I love Joker. I love the villain of Joker. And yeah, great villain. Really great villain. Definitely deserving to be on the all-time tier for me. I especially love this character. Then we have Jack Nicholson's Joker. For me, I'm going to put him on... Let's do the first one on the awesome tier. Not on the all-time for me. I'm going to put him on the awesome tier. I really liked Jack Nicholson as Joker. He was the first villain. First Joker, excepting for... what's his name? From Batman 66. I forgot his name was. But not including him, he was the first one. Theatrically he was. Jack Nicholson does a phenomenal job in this movie. I loved his role in this movie. He does great. Well, he does an awesome job. And yeah, I really do enjoy his role in this movie. Yeah, come on, it's Jack Nicholson. Who doesn't love Jack Nicholson? But yeah, he does great as the Joker. Then, certainly but not least, we have Zach Galifianakis as Joker from the Lego Batman movie. For me, I'm going to just put him straight on the good tier. He was a good villain. I don't think he's top notch for me. It was a good villain. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this villain of Joker. I think Zach Galifianakis does a good job. I thought it was entertaining in the film. He didn't... Did he have... He had a good enough screen time in this movie. But overall, he was good. I do enjoy him. He was a fun character to have in this movie. And yeah, that's what I was there for. And I got that, so I'm happy with that. Then we have... I forgot this one. The Joker from Batman and the Mask... What was it called? Batman Mask of the Phantasm, that's it. For me, again, he's going on the awesome tier. Mark Hamill does a phenomenal job as Joker. God, I'm not sure how to put all the Jokers on at the top. I love the villain of Joker, sorry. I just love the villain. But yeah, anyway. Mark Hamill as the Joker. He does an amazing job in this movie. I really do enjoy him in this movie. Mark Hamill, probably nowhere near his best role. His best role is, of course, Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, but I love Mark Hamill. He's a phenomenal actor, and he's phenomenal in this film. Joker in this movie was entertaining, really got all the entertainment juice. I don't know what I was about to say, entertainment juice. Yeah, anyway, Mark Hamill does a great job. Moving on, we have the Banes. We're moving on to the Banes. For me, the Bane from, what's this Bane from? Let me find it. There we go. Bane from Batman and Robin. The first one to make it on the awful tier. Yes, now there's a villain on every tier. Yeah, Bane is, spoilers, the worst Batman villain. The Bane from Batman and Robin, that's what I was meaning. Not Bane, the actual Bane character. I love Bane. But this was really disappointing. I love the character of Bane, and they seriously had to destroy them. They had to do this to me, come on. But yeah, unfortunately, not high up for me, of this Bane. Yeah, really deserving to be on the awful tier for me, unfortunately. But yeah, he was just not really that great. Moving on, we have Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. No, I can't even do it. Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, 100. Should I do it? I've never put him on the all-time tier. I think it's time for me to put him on the all-time tier. There's two villains on the all-time tier: Joker and Bane. I love Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. He is a fan. I just had a spasm attack then. He's a fantastic Bane. I love Bane in this movie. He does a phenomenal job. Tom Hardy does a phenomenal job, like I said. He does, phenomenal. I just love him. He's really entertaining in this movie. But yeah, I'm sorry. He's on the all-time tier for me. Don't hate me. Moving on, we have the Riddler from Batman Forever, played by Jim Carrey. I'll put him on the good tier. This villain, not top notch for me, in any means, but Jim Carrey does a great job as the Riddler. He was fun to have on screen. Don't get me wrong. He was fun to have on screen. But yeah, no, not for me. Not on top for me. But I enjoy Riddler. Riddler's probably one of my favorite villains in Batman. Well, not, yeah, maybe, probably, I don't know. But the Riddler, I should know. The Riddler's near my favorite Batman. He's not Batman villain. He's not like the top for me, but yeah, the Riddler and Batman Forever. I think he was a good villain. Not top for me, but he was good. Moving on, we have, how do you pronounce his name? You have Liam Neeson, Ra'al Ghul from Batman Begins. Probably an unpopular opinion. Yeah, he's only getting on the good tier for me. Don't get me wrong, Liam Neeson does a great job in this movie. He's not top tier for me, unfortunately, but he does a good job. I really do enjoy this villain. The Owl Ghouls, they're not really that top for me. Spoilers for Talia Al Ghul, but Ra'al, I don't know, spasmatic. Ra'al Ghul, Batman Begins. He's only going on the good tier for me. He ain't going up high, but Liam Neeson, he's a good enough actor to be up here. But yeah. Anyway, moving on, we have Talia Al Ghul and The Dark Knight Rises. I'm pretty sure. Yes. For me, I'm gonna put her on the okay tier. Nah, scratch that. On the meh tier. Talia Al Ghul, I didn't really enjoy this villain. She didn't really, just blah. I don't even know what to say to this character. I tapped that. Not my Al Ghul. I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, Talia Al Ghul, come on. I wish you were better than this. Played by Marion Cotillard. Never seen her in a film, but at least she was good at. She was really good at acting in this movie. But yeah, I really do enjoy her. No, she's just a mad character, but I think she did still a good job. Moving on, we have Harley Quinn. Like I said, with the Jared Leto's Joker, there's not really much. Batman, Ben Affleck villains. You have Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman, but he's a Superman villain. And then you have Steppenwolf, which I didn't put on, sorry. But yeah, no, anyway, Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie. Definitely deserving to be on the awesome tier for me. I really do enjoy this Harley Quinn. I think Margot Robbie does a phenomenal job in this role. Not on Suicide Squad, unfortunately. She's good in Birds of Prey and what's the one? The Suicide Squad. But for me, she's not really that great in Suicide Squad. Probably Deadshot's the best out of the movie, sorry. But yeah, Harley Quinn, still a good villain. Moving on, we have Catwoman from played by Michelle Pfeiffer from As a Batman Returns. Yes, it is. For me, again, deserving to be on the awesome tier. I loved Catwoman in this movie. I think she does an awesome job. No top for me. Well, I'm saying no top. No all time, I mean. But she's an awesome villain, sorry. She's an awesome villain. I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I think this is probably her best performance. Sorry, but she is great. I loved her character. Yeah, I mean, it's Catwoman. Who doesn't love Catwoman? But yeah, no, Catwoman definitely deserves to be on the awesome tier for me. And yeah, I think Michelle Pfeiffer does a very awesome job, a phenomenal job in this movie. Moving on, we have, I think it's just called, what's it called? The Phantasm. Yeah, the Phantasm from Batman Mask of the Phantasm, played by Stacy Keach Jr. For me, this villain, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it on the good tier. I was going to put it on the great tier, but I just had a thought, and I was like, no, I'm going to put it on the good tier. I like the Phantasm. It was a good villain. Don't get me wrong with that. But, you know, I don't think it's top tier for me yet. On the great tier, I mean. I don't think it's on the great tier for me yet. Maybe if I, rewatch it, it could move up. Maybe. Who knows? But it could. And, yeah, I do like this character of the Phantasm. This is the first time I've actually seen a movie with the Phantasm. Didn't know who he was. But, you know, I liked this villain. Moving on, we have, where is it? Is it Carmen Falcone from Batman Begins? Again, I'll put it on the good tier. Carmen Falcone from Batman Begins, I think does a good job. Nowhere near top for me. I still do enjoy this villain. I think who's the actor that plays him? Tom Wilkinson. I think he does a great job. Great job in this movie, but unfortunately not high up for me. Moving on, we have Two-Face, played by Tommy Lee Jones. From Batman Forever for me. I'm putting him on the Mac tier. I'm sorry, Tommy Lee Jones. Don't get me wrong, he does a good job. I love Tommy Lee Jones, especially in Men in Black. I love that franchise, except for Men in Black International. But you know, he's a meh villain. I was really disappointed by this one as well because I thought it was going to be top for me. Unfortunately, it does not reach that level yet, but it could in the near future if I rewatch it. Moving on, we have Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to put her on the bad tier. I do not like Poison Ivy. I've never really liked that villain, I'm sorry. Just not really my cup of tea. Just didn't really enjoy that character as much as I really wanted to. I think Uma Thurman does try and do an awesome job, which I think she does, but I just do not like the character of Poison Ivy. She just, not for me. Moving on with the villains from Batman 66. I just made them in all one group to put on this list for me. I'm going to put on the good tier. No, scratch that. On the okay tier. They're okay villains. They're not the best villains. They're just okay. That's really much we'll have to say, but they're okay. Now we have the Batman 2022 villains. Starting off with Carmen Falcone. Better than bloody Carmen Falcone from Batman Begins. I'm going to put this one on the great tier. I loved Carmen Falcone and the Batman. I just enjoyed the character. It was a great character. I think... How am I forgetting this name? Is it John Turturro? Is that the... Is that the name? What the hell is this? Yeah, John Turturro. I think he does a great job. Moving on, we have Catwoman, played by I was about to say Zoe Saldana, Zoe Kravitz. For me, this is hard. On the awesome or great. Should I do it? Screw it. She's gone on the awesome tier for me. I loved Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz. She does an awesome job in this movie. She has a lot of screen time, which I love, because I love Catwoman as the villain. She's not really a villain in this movie, but she still does a good job. Now to the two big ones. Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, better than bloody Danny DeVito. Going on the awesome tier. I loved the Penguin in this movie. I think Colin Farrell does a fantastic job in this movie. I just love the villain. He does an awesome job, Colin Farrell. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Colin Farrell. But last but not least is the Riddler from Batman 2022, played by Paul Dano. I'm sorry, I have to put in the all-time tier for me. I think this awesome tier right now, but it could reach that all-time tier. It's very close. I love the Riddler. Paul Dano does a phenomenal job. The best Riddler we've ever got. The Riddler is some creepy motherfucker. This is a creepy one. This one reminds me of Zodiac. Or is it? No, Zodiac and Saw. That's basically what this Riddler reminds me of. This is a scary, very scary Riddler. Yeah, really like this Riddler. Now onto the ranking. Last but certainly is least is Bane, followed by, let's go, Poison Ivy, then Mr. Freeze. On the mat here we have, we're gonna go, Talia al Ghul, followed by, what's his side character's name? John Daggett, yeah, no. And then the top is Two-Face, played by Tommy Lee, good job. Now on the okay tier. The bottom, unfortunately, is Lau, followed by the Batman 66 villains, which is a surprise. Then, who's this? Salvatore Maroni. And then who's going to win? Max Schreck or Joker? I really think that Joker's on the top. Max Schreck is second. And the good we have at the bottom, Al Ghul, whatever his bloody name is, followed by Carmen Falcone. Then we have the Riddler, followed by Penguin, and then the two animation ones are on top. I'm gonna put, you know what? I'm gonna go Phantasm then Joker. On the great tier at the bottom, we're gonna have Carmen Falcone from the Batman 2022, followed by Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises, Two-Face after that, and Scarecrow at the top of great. On the awesome at the bottom is gonna be Mark Hamill, followed by Harley Quinn, followed by Jack Nicholson's Joker, and then we're going to do Penguin from Batman 2022, followed by Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Then the top I'm going to do after that, fourth place is Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. And then on the top of awesome is the Riddler. Now to the all-time. Come on, it's obvious. Second is Bane, and number one is the Joker. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed my ranking of all, not all of them, but 30 Batman villains. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, it'll be a big help. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.